Good morning, afternoon and evening everyone. My name is Liam and welcome back to the Pokemon Premier League. This is week 7 as we take on the San Francisco Arcaniners, question mark, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the team name. It's gotta be the team name. I just need to get on the media file actually. Excuse me, bear with me for 2 seconds. Whoop, there we go, San Francisco Arcaniners, yes it is. We are taking on San Francisco Arcaniners and their coach, Septile MC, aka George, aka winner of the GBA, aka that big Pokemon League that everybody knows. So, yeah. Also, this is not the team I faced. George does have a backup coach now, but at the time he didn't, so he had a different team. So I'm just kind of trying to get the team that he did have when we faced him. Also, I didn't do this battle because, as you guys know, I was in hospital for a while, blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of saying that now. I was in hospital for a while, so I didn't do this battle. This battle was done by a good friend of mine, Djar, as he is known on Twitter, and you might have seen him in the comment section below. Djar has been helping me so much this season with team building, and we just throw ideas around at each other for team building, and now he has taken over the West Ham United for this battle, and next week's battle as well. So, or not next week's battle, the next battle you watch. The next battle won't be uploaded next week. But for the next battle as well. So huge shout out to him. I can't thank him enough for doing all that for me. It's just great. But yeah. Also, that does mean I kind of don't really know the team that was brought, because number one, not only was it like 3 weeks ago, but number two, I didn't really build it. I didn't use it, so I can't really commentate on the team. But when he did face George's team was exactly what you see on the screen. It was, if I can move the stuff, there we go. It was Jirachi, Salamence, Azumarill, Tangrowth instead of Dugtrio, Mega Sableye instead of Mega Absol, Manectric, Hitmonlee, Typhlosion, and Crustle instead of Frostlass. So he had no Dugtrio, no Frostlass, and no Mega Absol. Instead he had Mega Sableye, Crustle, and Tangrowth. Very important that you know that. I can say sort of what Djar brought. He brought the Drapion, which we traded our Magnezone for. That was our last trade of the season. We just both decided that Magnezone wasn't really going to come for the last few battles, whereas Drapion kind of had some uses in the last couple of battles, had more uses anyway. So we just dropped Magnezone, pretty much. Magnezone does have T-Spikes knockoff, as much as I remember. And that's as much as I remember for that. Also bring in the Infernape, the Mamoswine, which we also picked up by dropping... What did we drop for Mamoswine? I'm so bad at, Pokemon. It's unreal. We dropped the Scolipede for Mamoswine, because again, we wasn't going to really bring the Scolipede for the last few battles either. So we dropped Scolipede for Mamoswine, and we dropped Magnezone for Drapion. But we brought Mamoswine as well, basically for that Salamence. Also had other stuff for other things. Bringing Blastoise for the first week this time, with Haze to deal with a Belly Drum Azumarill should he bring it. Bring in Mega Aerodactyl as well, which has been specifically designed to take on Hitmonlee. And we are bringing a Licky as well. So, kind of difficult for me to talk about this battle. I'll kind of be watching it for the first time like you guys, so I won't really be able to explain too much. But, let's get into it. Okay, so as we can see, George has decided to bring the Jirachi, the Azumarill, the Mega Sableye, Hitmonlee, Porygon 2, and Crustle, and Djar brought Drapion, Infernape, Mega Aerodactyl, Mamoswine, Blastoise, and Licky. Let us see if the West Ham United can get off to a winning streak under a different coach. George was issuing a challenge. Djar started off with the Drapion, no Sunny D, because when there's no Sunny D you have to drink the purple stuff, as George starts off with Turd Thero. George goes for the taunt straight away on the Crustle, which stops him from getting up his rocks. I'm pretty sure that went exactly to plan, as he also gets up his Toxic Spikes, which is pretty damn good, pretty good. Crustle just goes for the Stone Edge. I don't think it does too much damage to Drapion. No, it doesn't do too much damage to Drapion. Djar takes the switch and goes out into Blastoise, which is physically defensive, so if it does go for Stone Edge again, which it does, and lands it, it should take it pretty well, as I think the taunt wears off on this turn, maybe, potentially, maybe next turn, I can't remember, I haven't been counting. Blastoise gets leftovers back. Taunt wears off. Turd Pharaoh just goes for the knockoff rather than getting the rocks up, getting Blastoise's leftovers off, as Blastoise goes for the Scald. So this is a suicide lead Crustle. Critical hit, didn't really matter. Burn? No burn. Custap Berry on that Crustle though to get off more damage on the Blastoise over getting rocks up, as Blastoise goes for a Scald again and gets a kill. Blastoise on its first game being brought gets a kill. So shout out to you, Nerf. I should bring Nerf to more battles. Nerf does good stuff. Out next comes Jazz Hands, which is the Hitmonlee. It does get poisoned by the Toxic Spikes, which is pretty good. Breaks any kind of... It's going to break any potential sash he might have on the next turn. As Djar goes out into the Aerodactyl, which we have said is designed to take on his Hitmonlee, as the close combat comes out, and Mega Aerodactyl takes it like a champion. Well, not like a champion, but it survives, which is pretty cool things. As Jazz Hands takes damage from the... I think that was Life Orb? I wasn't paying attention. And Poison. Had to be Life Orb. Mega Evolve. Mega Aerodactyl. Mega Aerodactyl's so cool. He's got a beard and everything. Jazz Hands goes for the Bullet Punch. And he lives on 5! Mega Aerodactyl is awesome. As he goes for the Aerial Ace, which takes down the Hitmonlee, which I know Djar was very worried about. So that is perfect. Mega Aerodactyl took on the thing it was designed to take on. Out next comes Captain, which is the Jirachi, and goes for the U-turn. That is a scarfed Jirachi, because that is the only way Jirachi is outspeeding the Mega Aerodactyl. So now we know that is a scarfed Jirachi. He's going to go back, which means we get a bit of momentum, kind of, because we know what he wants to go into. Goes out into Porygon 2, Ducky, which is a pain in the ass, because it's a Porygon 2, and they just live forever. Does take some poison damage though, which is quite nice. Djar goes out into Mamoswine. Mamoswine was brought to take on the Salamence, but since there was no Salamence, Mamoswine didn't really have much use in this battle. Knock off the Porygon 2's Eviolite, which is perfect, as it goes for the Tri-Attack. That does a lot of damage. Why does that do so much damage? That was a lot of damage. Mamoswine going for the Earthquake now. I think they're just going for a 1-for-1 trade-off, which is fine, because getting Porygon 2 out over letting Mamoswine die is probably better for Djar, to be honest, because that Porygon 2 could just keep recovering up, being that it's not a toxic poison. So getting that Porygon 2 down is pretty damn good. Out comes the Infernape. My god, I love Infernape. Having Infernape on my team for this league has made me love Infernape so much. Oh, Djar overpredicts though. He did tell me about that, where he overpredicted. I can't remember what he was expecting the Jirachi to go for, but he did overpredict on the Infernape and sadly let that go down to the Scarfed Jirachi. Djar will be in the comments of this video anyway. I'm sure he'll be able to explain himself better than I can. Anyway, Jirachi has to switch obviously because it was scarfed into Zen Headbutt. Out comes Drapion, goes for the Poison Jab on the unmega evolved Sableye. It's going to take alright damage, I suppose, and it's poisoned as well, so any sort of damage on Mega Sableye is good damage, pretty much. Bringing back the Drapion now, because I'm pretty sure it's the only offensive moves it has is Knockoff and Poison Jab, which isn't going to do anything to it. Does go out into the Licky right now, because there's not much Sableye can really do to Licky. I mean, it can burn it, unless it's like a Calm Mind variant or a Power Up Punch variant of Mega Sableye, which I doubt. No, it just goes for the Will-O-Wisp, trying to burn the Drapion, I assume, or just get residual damage on anything. That's okay, though, because Licky's not really doing much at this point, I don't think. Licky is just kind of there, just being a thing. Does go for the Wish, though, so can pass the Wish off into something, because Sableye is not going to be able to KO anything, as Licky takes the knockoff, so we don't have leftovers anymore, so the burn's just going to slowly start wearing us down, but that poison is wearing him down as well. So unless he has Recover, this Mega Sableye is not going to be around much longer. Djar takes the Licky out and passes the Wish off into Blastoise because the Azumarill is still around, as George also switches out the Sableye and goes out into the Azumarill. That was the perfect turn for Djar. Absolutely nailed it with that one. Azumarill's going to come in though, take the poison damage, which is great. Djar does go for the hidden power poison here on the Azumarill, getting some decent damage off, just missing out on stopping it from getting the belly drum off, which is a bit unfortunate. So this now max attack Azumarill, as it does get the citrus berry citrus berry off as well. Poison damage here going to tick down a tad. Bunnyman just goes for the Aqua Jet, getting +4 damage. Aqua Jet on Blastoise obviously takes it like a champion, as he does go for the Haze to remove that +4 attack. Potentially should have just gone for the hidden power poison there, just to KO it, because now we can just go for Aqua Jet again and get a bit more damage off. But it didn't really matter too much. Switches out the Azumarill, goes for the hidden power poison this turn. We could have even gone for a Scald at that point. I think Scald might have killed Azumarill from that point. And then Scald could have, instead of going for hidden power poison to kill Azumarill on that turn, could have gone for the Scald, which would have killed Azumarill still, and then could have potentially got a burn on the Jirachi. But Jirachi does U-turn out there, ifs and buts, candies and nuts, all that jazz. Scald on the Mega Sableye with the poison, I think will be enough to take it out. Yeah, no it doesn't. Oh, it lives! You son of a bitch! But Blastoise does outspeed it, because Mega Sableye is as fast as snail shit. So Blastoise gets 2 kills, and has put in the finest work in this battle. Out next comes the Jirachi, still scarfed. And Scarf Jirachi, as everyone knows, is a pain in the ass. We do bring in the Licky now, as George does go for the U-turn. It's going to do decent damage to Licky because it's a special defensive Licky, as he goes back out into the Azumarill, which is going to die to the poison damage. So it didn't really matter too much that the Azumarill was still around, but that Scald on Azumarill to kill it off instead of hidden power poison on the Jirachi when it switched in could have potentially burned the Jirachi. So just things there. Djar goes for Protect here just to see what Jirachi wants to lock himself into, as he locks himself into Iron Head. So now we're going to be playing some Scarf Jirachi Iron Head games, pretty much. He does go for the Iron Head, which is obviously going to kill Licky at this point. There was no way Licky could have done anything about Jirachi. In next comes Blastoise. Blastoise can take two Iron Heads. He goes for the Iron Head here. Blastoise can take that. Or he can take 3 Iron Heads, sorry. As we go for the Scald, looking for the burn. And he doesn't get it. No burn. So George goes for Iron Head again. Blastoise can take just 1 more. And he gets flinched. So Blastoise goes down to flinches from Iron Head Jirachi. The last crit I don't think mattered, actually. If a low roll, it might have lived on 2. Possibly. I don't know. It might have mattered. Out next comes Drapion, and all he has to do is not get flinched and hit a knockoff on the Jirachi, and he gets flinched. And Djar loses thanks to flinches. There's no other way to put that. Djar loses because of flinches. He played that game fantastically. There was nothing, you can't do much about Jirachi flinches. You can't prep for that kind of thing, not really. Not unless you're bringing like Crobat or anything with inner focus. That was really unfortunate, so unlucky Djar. I really thought you had it there, buddy. But that does put us at 1 win out of 7 matches. So we are really, really not in a good position. But well played to George there. He came out of the win. Even if it was with flinches, he still won. The records will show that he won. Doesn't show win with flinches. I'm pleased with how Blastoise done. that was quite cool. But thank you guys for watching this battle. The next one will be against Necro Stevo of the Ender City Enders. And we need to start winning. So, we need to start winning. Thank you guys for watching this battle though. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, feel free to leave a dislike. Leave a comment down below. And keep an eye on the comments down below as well, because I'm sure DJ will leave a little summary of what he done in this battle and what thought processes were and stuff like that for those of you that want to see that. Thank you guys for watching this battle. Love you all very much. Take care everyone. Mwah. Bye bye.